he's not proved guilty of anything yet. There is still a possibility, although it didn't look good, but there is still a possibility he actually could be a victim in all this. And now it's looking like that's actually what happened. I think the biggest thing with Shohei is, and it's not only because it was his interpreter, but I mean, obviously that adds to it. There's this layer, right? There's this layer of, distance that is between him and the U.S. media and him and the U.S. fans because of the language barrier. And we all know he's been in the United States for 6 years. The guy understands English enough to be able to have a conversation in the dugout. He understands English enough to be able to talk to, Dave Roberts and be able to get things done that he needs to get done in his everyday life. He probably speaks English enough to be able to, order takeout if he wants a pizza delivered. But he doesn't want to do it publicly because he's obviously self-conscious about looking bad. But I think that, this should be motivation that you got to ditch that crutch, man. Plus how many marketing opportunities are you missing out on if you're Shohei Ohtani? I know he's making millions back in Japan, but how many marketing opportunities could you have here in the US if you actually could speak fluent English comfortably on camera? And I think a bigger thing with this is, I said on my show, like, hey, if you or I went and got, if any one of the three of us went and got a job and got hired by, I don't know, say we got hired by Uber in their corporate offices, right? But they created a position for us and we got to go to Spain because they're launching some office in Spain. They give us this amazing deal, right? Of course, when we go there on day one, they hired us knowing we're not fluent in Spanish and they're going to help us out. But if we're there on our second job anniversary and we can't speak Spanish yet, we're probably going to lose our job. So I feel like these, all these players, and it's not just Shohei, the Latin players that come here and, on any sport, like it should be mandated in their player contracts that they need to learn English to a point of proficiency that they can talk to the media, without an interpreter by like the end of their second season. And if they do it earlier, then they get a bonus. And if they do it later, they get fined. Because I just feel like that's kind of added a layer to all this. And I know I went kind of off on a tangent on that.
It's fine.
But as far as the whole gambling thing, I mean, I was hearing today, like the numbers are mind blowing, right? Like this guy made like 19,000 bets and the average bet was 13 grand. Like it's just blows.
Dave, I'm sorry to cut you off, but I'm going to tell you this. And I had my own thoughts to it. It was my first, monologue for the segment of the Ohtani situation. I know it came out that he has no part of it. Come on. You're going to tell me that Shohei Ohtani didn't know that $16 million was missing out of his account. That's a lie. I don't believe it. I think baseball is brushing it under the rug. This guy is the biggest superstar in baseball right now. They're protecting their player, their asset. That's what they're doing.
I don't disagree with that take at all, but I will present to you the counter argument. And the counter argument is this, okay? For you or I, if 100, like I can't even fathom what it's like to have, hundreds of millions of dollars in the bank, right? But let's just say, so let's divide the number by 10. Let's just say it's 160,000 or 1.6 million. Let's divide it by 100. Say it's 160,000 is missing from my account. I'm going to notice that, right? But I also am not running an enterprise, Dave Benz Inc. Shohei probably has everything as a corporation. I doubt this was like his personal Bank of America checking account that the money was missing from. It was probably in some account within his corporate structure.
But he has accountants, Dave. I mean, how does your accountants not spot that? Come on, Dave. You can't be stupid enough to believe this. And baseball, we've seen baseball do this. They absolutely paid off the DOJ. I'm telling you right now, they handed millions and millions of dollars to them and said, here, just keep it under the rug.
Listen, it is all I'll say is this. It is awfully convenient for this report to come out and clear Ohtani. That's really good for baseball.
Yep.
And so I can understand where you're coming from. And I probably at the end of the day side with you that they are finding a way to sweep it under the rug. And there's got to be more to it than we know about. But
100%.
All I'm saying is I'm just presenting to you the counter argument of how it could possibly be something that could happen.
And I agree with you. I mean, a lot of things that you're saying, it's true. Baseball's trying to sweep it under the rug. They want to get this offset. So baseball said, here's $100 million. Leave us alone. This is our biggest player right now. He's in LA. He has a chance to make us billions and billions of dollars with all these, Japanese, Asian fans out there in that vicinity. There's no way they want this guy to be lost for the season if this story came out and said that it is true. And it's hard to believe. It's hard to believe. I know one of our guys, one of our guests, or one of our fans came out and said, well, Tim Duncan didn't know that $20 million was missing. Shohei Ohtani's been in the league for 4 years. This is his 5th year. All right. This has been going on for 3 years. Shohei Ohtani didn't have the hundreds of millions of dollars 3 years ago. So this has been going on for 3 years. You're going to tell me for 3 years Shohei Ohtani didn't know anything about this? It's ridiculous. You would have to be dumb to think that he knew nothing about this.
We also don't know the numbers, right? Like, I mean, in terms of, when it started 3 years ago, Shohei, first of all, was probably still making 7 figures, maybe 8 in endorsement deals alone.
But he wasn't making what he's making now.
And if his guy at that point was siphoning out $100,000 here, $100,000 there, and then it escalated as Shohei's income turned up. I would love to be able to see a full accounting of the numbers, because until anybody sees that it's going to be hard to swallow, there's no doubt. And everybody, including myself, is going to think exactly what you think, that they're sweeping it under the rug, because that is the most likely and most convenient thing to believe. But I'm just saying, like, I always do try to think about, what would be the things that I would cling to if I was trying to make the counter argument. If I was an attorney in court and I had to argue the side of, no, he absolutely didn't know, what things would I cling to? And, like I said, I would probably think, I would look at, hey, he's a corporation. He's not a guy with this in his Bank of America account.
Yeah. It's crazy. It really is. It's
a good problem to have, though. I'd say I wouldn't mind. I wouldn't mind having $16.5 million disappear on me because I had so much money I didn't realize it was gone.
You know what? I don't know anything about Japanese, but I'll use like that technology phone, the interpreted phone, asset app. And then I'll be his interpreter. I'll just like, okay, Ohtani, speak into my wonderful phone over here and I'll take $10,000 every 2 weeks. I'll be happy with that. All right. You don't have to give me $500,000. You don't have to give me $600,000 in a season. I'll do that for you.